Hi everybody, Mr. Garrett here, and we're going to go through and show very quickly how to make a scatter plot using Microsoft Excel or Google Spreadsheets or any spreadsheet form. First thing you need to do is enter your data into a table. I have mine clearly labeled, number of oranges per tree in the first column, average weight per fruit in pounds in the second column. Now you can, if you want, to highlight the information, or you can just click on wherever. And you can either click this icon called the Chart Wizard, or you can go over to the Insert menu and find Chart. When you hit that, it takes you to a four-step process to create your scatter plot. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to click on the chart type that you want, which in this case is an XY scatter plot. Of these 5 choices, I'm choosing the one that is not connected with any lines or points or whatnot. It'll just show the points. Select Next, and you can see my data is already in there. I don't necessarily like that, at least because I don't like the name, but you can see how things work up here. If you wanted to, you could remove it and add a new series or a new data. And for the X values, if you click on this button, it'll take you to this, and you highlight your X values. Click on the button, it takes you back to the wizard. Click on this button, it takes you back to the spreadsheet, and it's asking you for your Y values. Put in my Y values, and again, click the button, and there you go. If you want, you can give it a name, but on the next screen, it'll give you opportunity to put in titles. And so you put number of oranges per tree versus average weight per fruit. As my title, my x-axis will be number of oranges per tree. My y-axis will be average weight per fruit in pounds. Always important to use units. For axes, you can click on this or not. It'll make them disappear. I like having them there so that we can tell where things are at. For grid lines, you can adjust what grid lines are there. Just the major grid lines are good or nothing. And then for legend, I always like to take the legend away. That gives us a little bit bigger area to deal with the information. And data labels, if you want, you can click on any of those, but not necessary. Last thing, you click next, and it's going to say, where do you want it to go? Click finish, and it'll go in as a object in this sheet, which is nice, and then you can copy and paste it into a document if you want. We can edit it or change it around by right-clicking on the points. You can say Format Data Series. If you want to change the color, you can change the color. If you want to change the style, you can change the style. If you want to change the size, you can change the size. So I'll make it so it's a 6-point point. The other thing that you can do if you right-click is you can add a trend line, which is kind of important. And you can have the calculator do it or the computer do it, or you can put in your own. And I've already calculated the trend line, and I know it's 0.599 minus 0.000256x. And when I click OK, it adds my trend line to the data. If I wanted to, I could then right-click, copy, go over to my document, right-click, paste, and there's our screenshot or our scatter plot of our data. 2 other things that I want to show you. One, Excel won't do, as far as I know, a quick residual plot, but we can do it on our own. For example, we would want to use our equation to find the predicted, so I might put in predicted weight, and I would just say equals, like we would put in any other formula, 0.599 minus 0.000256. Now instead of x, I'm going to say times my x value here, which you notice it says A2. When I click enter, it automatically calculates my predicted y value. If I want all of these to be predicted, I change or put the cursor in the lower right hand corner. Notice how it changes from a bigger plus sign to a smaller plus sign. And I drag down the formula, and now these are all my predicted weights. Well, the residual, I'm going to create one more column, is equal to the observed, which is in column B, minus the predicted, which is in column C, and you click enter, again dragging the formula all the way down, and you can see there's some pluses and some minuses. When I go to do my chart, scatter plot, you can see right here is my information. It takes my X values of oranges per tree, my residuals of these values right here, and then you can see that there's a curve in that data, and I'm going to have to transform the data. You can do that on here as well. Finish, and there's our residual plot. If I wanted to transform the data, I just make a new column and put my transformed data there. Same thing can happen in Google Docs. If you go to a Google Spreadsheet, I would highlight the data, come over to this icon, which is Insert Chart. Of these charts, I would click on More and go to your scatter plot and click on the one with the red and the blue dots. And then you can see it automatically gives you kind of a scatter plot there. Go to Customize. You can give it a title. Orange weights. All right, you can scroll down here, describe the x-axis, number of oranges per tree. If you click on the part where it says horizontal, you can go to left vertical, and you can say average, average weight per fruit in pounds, and you can click insert, and here's our chart. And you can click on the chart, and when you do that, here's a little arrow. If you want, you can click on that, you can do an advanced edit, you can delete the chart, save the image as a picture and put it somewhere else. You can copy the chart, and I would just copy the chart, go to your spreadsheet, and then paste the chart in. And I hope that helps. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me and I'll try and help you out. Thanks.